Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make some page edge tucks, and it's similar to the little ones that I made for the toppers. And one of my viewers was interested in seeing a video on doing like the side tucks or pockets, whatever you might want to call them. So thank you for that, Patricia. And we're going to go ahead and do that today for our video. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So all I'm using is a regular legal size envelope, and I sealed the top shut. So you can do that or just cut off of the bottom. The one that I cut off of had a window, and I didn't want the window in it. So I've already cut both ends open. So this is what we're using. So this measures about 2 inches long, and it's about 8 3/8 or 2 inches wide, about 8 3/8 long. Now I cut this just barely shorter than what my page is, because this page is it's just from an 8.5 by 11 paper. Now my intentions was to have it the same length as the page, but I think the envelope was just a little tiny bit shorter. So if you can make it go from edge to edge, that's fine. And if you can't, you really don't have to. Now, when I did these, we connected them to the top of the page with a paper clip. And after the video got done, I messed around with them a little bit more and thought to myself that I really don't care for that way of doing it. I think if I did it again, I might put a little dangle up here, but I wouldn't put a paper clip in it. I would just either paper clip it onto the top of the page, or I would use Velcro. And you can use like your Velcro dots and just put it on the inside of your little flip thing, and then put a Velcro dot on your paper. So if you wanted to take it off or move it, or you could just paper clip it on the side. Let me open it up, because this end is open. All you really have to do is just paper clip it onto the side, and that will hold it on. You can, there's fancy little paper clips that you can get, and I think I would prefer to do that better. The only thing about putting the paper clip over here, it's not really holding this side down good. But let me see. So, the paper clip is in there, so it's still going to hold it, but you might want to put a paper clip on this side, or however you might be able to figure it out to make it work. I just really don't like the way these paper clips flop around. That's just me, though. So you might want to experiment a little bit with it, see what you come up with. But for today, we're just going to use Velcro. And like I say, if you don't want to use Velcro, you don't have to. You can paper clip each end, or you can paper clip the top. And you can stick your stuff under there, put a couple of fancy paper clips on it, and it would work just fine. And if you didn't, if you didn't want it to move, all you have to do is glue your edges and that would hold it too. So you probably wouldn't necessarily want to move it. So even with your little top jobbies, you could just glue your edges and it would just be part of the page. That would also work too. I think I might like that better than putting paper clips on them. What do you think? So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Because you don't have to decorate the inside. You're not going to see the inside. So, this is the paper that I'm going to use. I really like this paper, and I guess the writing goes this way. So all I'm going to do is turn it over and glue my envelope piece to this. And then I'm going to trim around it. When I very first was working with this, I cut the paper to the size of this and it was too small. So I cut it again and made it a little bit bigger. I have glue on my fingers now. And you can use junk mail or you can use regular mail. If you don't have an envelope, you can use cardstock for this. And that would work just as good. Let me make sure I get this evened out. There we go. And then on the inside, I had little flaps in here that was loose. So you want to make for sure that that is all glued down. So when you're pushing these little side things, so when you're putting your tag or your paper, whatever you're putting in there, it won't get stuck on it. Love the colors in this paper. Then what we're going to have to do is just score this a little tiny bit, or where our fold is, we're just going to have to fold this up a little bit. See where our natural fold is. And that's not even. So I think I got off my natural fold a little bit. So let's just fold it over like this. Sometimes it's easier to do it with your ruler because your ruler holds it, but then today it's not easier. So we can take this out of here. So there we go. And then we can just kind of flatten that down some. Now we can trim around the outside. And then we can make for sure that all of our edges are glued down. On the long side, I guess I better use my big scissors. Okay. I didn't want to waste my paper, so I didn't really leave very much on the edges to be cut off on these sides. This piece here can be used because it's a nice size piece. So how's everyone doing today? Because after a while we're supposed to have a little bit of rain. Starting to heat up outside. I like mediocre temperatures, so it's going to start getting a little hotter than I like, but I guess we don't have nothing to do with that now, do we? All right, let's see what it looks like on our faux page. See, and even though it's a little bit shorter, that's going to be cool. And without that paper clip on the bottom, it's going to go down all the way. And then you flip it over and you have it there. Now, if you have one of the edge cutters that makes it real fancy, you can do that. I'm going to put lace on mine. And if you like this as, say, a tab, you could pull it up more off of your page. Let's do it down here. You could pull it more up off of your page. And then when your pages are closed, then you can see this. So all kinds of ways that you can do this. Okay. So now, before I add my decorations, I want to add my lace. And this is the right side. And I'm going to leave this hang off the edge just a little bit. Because I like it like that. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for that. Let me put my lid back on this. So maybe I ought to bring this back over. And I'll flatten this out a little bit while I'm doing my lace. So I'm just going to run it close to the edge. So I'm just lining this up where my scallops start. Just so it's like maybe pretty even down through there. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I like that. That looks nice. So we can trim this off. And I'm going to do my other side the same. I like to use Fabri-Tac with lace and gems and, you know, felt or fabric, stuff like that, because then I know it's going to hold. I think that looks good. Okay. Now, make sure I have it right side the way it's supposed to go. This way. So it goes this way. No, I don't think it matters now. This might be upside down now. But I'm going to cover it up so it doesn't matter. So if you have directional paper, you just might want to watch it. I'm going to put some little paper clips on here to hold my ends down while I decorate. This would be another good mass make project, I think. Let me see. I'm going to do this one first. So I want these on this side. So I'm just going to put some flowers and some gems. And I didn't ink around these. I thought I did. I guess I didn't. So we'll just ink it a little tiny bit. Just so there's a little something something on them. Doesn't have to be real dark. And one more. Now when I fussy cut stuff, I don't do a real close job of it, because like if I try to go too close, then I cut part of the flower or the butterfly or whatever it is that I'm cutting out. So I like to leave a little border. I think the borders look good, but to each their own. So I'm going to put this one in the center. And make sure I get it about centered. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one up here. And you can decorate these as much or as little as you want. You could make these up and decorate them when you're getting ready to put them in your journal or your folio, whatever you're putting them in, your scrapbook, your album. And then we're going to put that maybe like that. And then I think, because I have orange in my flowers, I'm just going to put a little orange gem in between each one. And that's going to be that side of the page. And I think that's kind of cute. I don't think I have this glued down all the way. I think we better add just a little bit more glue. we go. So that's our first side. Now for our second side. Well, actually, that's the second page. That would be the underneath page. This is going to be the top page. I'm going to put 3 little pockets on here. So for my pocket, I don't think it really matters. There's just a little brown border down here, and it's not real bright. And I think the orange goes good with the colors because we had a little bit over, we had a little bit over here. So on the bottom, I'm just going to put a little bit of this lace just to cover that bottom part up. And I don't think I hung it over. No, I didn't hang it over the edge. I want to keep it even. And I already cut my thumb notch in. I just cut a small thumb notch because they're not very big. Then I had this little flower that I just used my flower punch and cut it out. And put a little green gem in the center for the green in the background. We'll just kind of center that there. And then down here on the bottom, because these have little holes in them, I just wanted to cover it up. And I generally don't use a whole great big line of gems, but on these I'm going to, because it's just something different. Sometimes different is good. Make sure I got it straight. Okay, and then I did 2 others. I already did them. Figured you seen me do one, so you don't want to see me do the other ones. And I'm going to move this out of the way. So I'm just kind of put this down by the bottom. And I want to space them so I have room at the top for my little tag to go in. Now on this side, because I'm going over the ink or the lace, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. And hopefully I can just get little tiny amounts right by the edge so I don't have to trim my tag. You don't want it to spread a lot. I'm going to leave it up just from the bottom a little tiny bit. Just barely pushing, so hopefully it doesn't spread. And then these little tags here, I'm just going to put these little tickets in. Let me see if it works. Oh, beautifully. Yes. So that's good. So I'm going to do the top to make sure my ticket fits. So I'm just going to put this. Let me just make a little pencil mark. Probably won't be able to see it. Let's move that out of there. So I just want another little thin line. Better wipe my tip off. And the more I think about it while I'm doing this, the more I think that it would just be better to, I think I would just glue them on. Just like you glue a little side tuck on your page. Right there. Is that where I did it? Since I put it down, I can't see the line. Okay, let's make sure this goes in. Okay, so we'll just put it right there. Take that back out. But I think gluing it in would work better. So you can always have different thoughts of different ways of doing it, but then when you're ready to do it, you can always change your mind. Now let's see about this one. I think that'll be okay there. Let's see what this one does. And that's okay there. Okay. So I'm going to leave that bottom tag in, and then I can line it up. It's like when I'm doing something, my mind is constantly working, either working on what can I do to make this one better, or working on a next project of something that I think I want to do to that. So sometimes my mind gets going too many ways. So we're going to put this right about there. Let's make sure I still have room up there. Yes, I do. Cool. I like it when something works like it's supposed to. And I just thought this would be cute to have little pockets. Because then you can always, you know, have an extra little doodle space. I like doodle spaces. So we can put this over here. And then I'll just paper clip to hold it. And I'll just paper clip this as much as I can to hold it. So we have our little tags. I could have moved this one up just a little bit higher, but I didn't want to take a chance of it going over the top of the page. Now let me hang on a second so I can see if I can find something else to put in here. Okay, so now if this is glued in, these sides would be down tight. But you have this whole pocket, and have this that I made in one of my videos, and it fits under there nicely. Then you can close your page down, flip over to the next side, and this is the tag that we made yesterday, and that fits in there nice. So see, you can put bigger stuff in here, you can put smaller stuff in here, you can put journaling paper in. So let me know what you think. Do you think that you like it, or you don't like it? You can decorate this any way you want. You can put fancy doilies, you can collage them. any way that you want to decorate them. So that's our video for today. Let me know down in the comments. And if you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. So until the next time, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.